Hello and welcome to Idea TV News Update. I am Cynthia Bassi. We begin with the headlines. Nigeria unveils $10 billion tech hub in KATSINA as part of national digital strategy. Nigeria calls for united African push to dominate global LNG market. EKITI Airport gets NCAA approval for daytime commercial flights. Sierra Leone embraces AI to transform public services and bridge digital divide. And Togo to host 12th SIALO Agriculture and Food Exhibition with focus on sustainable food systems. In health, Nigeria launches more major vaccination drive to protect over 100 million children. And in business, SANTE commits over 9 million Canadian dollars to accelerate exploration at Ghana mines. In sports, Calabar ready to host 2026 Nigeria University Games. Now the news in full. The federal government of Nigeria has announced plans to build a $10 billion technology innovation hub in Katsina State, one of 10 locations selected nationwide to drive the country's digital transformation. Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, revealed the project on Monday during a meeting with Governor Malam Diko Umaru Rada, stating that construction is expected to begin before the end of 2026. The Katsina hub will play a central role in supporting federal initiatives such as the satellite internet rollout to underserved areas and the nationwide training of 3 million tech professionals. The facility will serve as a base of operation for skilled workers emerging from the Federal Tech Workforce Development Program. Governor Rada emphasized the synergy with the state's digital agenda, highlighting policies such as the right-of-way regulation, a state digital law, the creation of a digital economic zone, and plans to extend fiber optic connectivity to all local government areas. The initiative aligns with Nigeria's ambitious digital economy roadmap, which targets increasing the ICT sector's contribution to 22% of GDP by 2027. To support these goals, the World Bank approved $500 million on September 30th as part of the broader $1.6 billion bridge project, co-financed by the AFDB, EIB, and ISDB. The program aims to deploy 90,000 kilometers of climate-resilient, renewable-powered broadband infrastructure, bridging the digital divide through a national network of 7 rings, 77 regional routes, 37 city lobes, and multiple data centers. Moving on, Nigeria is calling on African nations to move beyond being suppliers of raw materials and take a commanding role in the global liquefied natural gas market. Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited, NLNG, made the call during the 2025 Africa Energy Week in Cape Town, South Africa. The company's deputy managing director, Olakunle Osubu, said Africa is no longer a bystander in global discussions on energy security and sustainability, but a rising pillar of global supply, one that Nigeria must lead. With more than 850 trillion cubic feet of natural gas, reserves about 6% of the world's total, Osubu stressed that the continent has the resources, positioning an ambition to double its shares of the global LNG market within the next decade. Highlighting Nigeria's pioneering role, he pointed to the ongoing Train 7 expansion project, which will boost NLNG's production capacity from 22 million tons per annum to 30 million tons. According to Osubu, the investment underscores Nigeria's drive to grow LNG production not only for exports, but also to power domestic industries and improve energy access. He also noted that emerging LNG projects across the continent represent more than 45 million tons per annum of new potential supply, meaning Africa's total output could reach 120 million tons by 2035, up from about 70 million today. Osubu further highlighted Africa's strategic shipping advantage to both European and Asian markets, but warned that financing, competitiveness, and domestic energy responsibility remain major challenges. He said that as global LNG producers like the United States and Qatar expand capacity, Africa must balance reliable supply to the world with sustainable development and low-carbon commitments aligned with global decarbonization goals. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has approved the EKITI Agro-Allied International Cargo Airport for daytime commercial flight operations. The approval, which took effect on the 4th of October, follows a successful validation inspection earlier in June, confirming the airport's compliance with the National Aviation Safety and Operational Standards. According to the NCAA, the authorization is valid for an initial period of 6 months and allows operations under visual flight rules, meaning flights can only operate during daylight hours. In a letter dated October 3rd and signed by the Director of Aerodrome and Airspace Standards, Engineer Godwin Balang, the agency confirmed that the airport met the basic requirements for scheduled flight operations, granting an interim operational permit. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji described the approval as a major economic breakthrough for the state. He said that the commencement of the commercial flights will stimulate growth in agribusiness, tourism, trade, and medical services across Ekiti and the region. Meanwhile, the state government has begun the installation of an instrument landing system, also known as ILS, to enable night and all-weather flight operations. The project, valued at about 4.6 billion naira, is expected to be completed before the end of the year. Governor Oyebanji also announced plans to build a hangar and a cargo shed at the airport aimed at expanding aviation services and improving storage for agricultural produce and cash crops. Once fully equipped, the Ekiti Agro-Allied International Cargo Airport will be eligible for a full aerodrome operational permit valid for 3 years under Nigerian civil aviation regulations. Moving on to other news, Sierra Leone is turning to artificial intelligence to modernize its public sector and improve global digital rankings. The country, currently ranked 172nd out of 193 in the United Nations 2024 E-Government Development Index, signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Scala, a Nairobi-based digital transformation firm, during the 80th UN General Assembly to kickstart a national AI integration plan. Under the new partnership, 500 civil servants will be trained in using AI tools to enhance efficiency, decision-making, and service delivery. The program's initial phase also aims to implement 10 to 15 AI-powered workflows across government departments. On the 2nd of October, the government launched the National AI Readiness Assessment, supported by the World Bank, to evaluate infrastructure, skills, and the regulatory needs across key sectors such as health, education, agriculture, energy, and security. Officials say the move is part of a broader push to tackle persistent inefficiencies in governance, reduce processing delays, and promote data-driven decision-making. By embedding AI into public administration, Sierra Leone hopes to build institutional capacity and create a more responsive, inclusive government. The parliamentary findings of the readiness study will guide the country's long-term AI strategy, which leaders see as critical to accelerating development and elevating Sierra Leone's digital profile on the global stage. The 12th edition of the LEONE International Agriculture and Food Exhibition, SIALO, will take place from the 14th of October to 20th at the CETEF TOGO 2000 complex, bringing together key players in West Africa's agricultural value chain. This year's theme, Sustainable Transformation for a Food System, reflects growing efforts to strengthen food security and local production. Organizers say the event will unite farmers, agribusinesses, researchers, and policymakers to explore innovations in sustainable irrigation, mechanization, and the modernization of food processing chains. According to Hitson Tito Atikpo, SIALO's Commissioner General, the exhibition aims to boost resilience and competitiveness in the sector. Delegations from Burkina Faso, Niger, Chad, and Côte d'Ivoire are expected, signaling the event's expanding regional footprints. SIALO has become a key platform for promoting made-in-Togo agricultural products, annually attracting over 500 exhibitors from 15 countries and more than 5,000 visitors. The 2025 edition will include sector-focused panels on rice, livestock and horticulture, B2B meetings, and a special rice day designed to spotlight the grain's central role in regional food systems and value chains. We go on a quick break now. The news continues when we return.
Internet of Things, IoT. The Internet of Things, IoT, is all about creating a connected network of physical devices, from smart refrigerators to industrial sensors that collect and exchange data. IoT applications are driving efficiency in industries like healthcare, manufacturing, and transportation, but security vulnerabilities are a growing issue. With more devices getting connected, cyber attacks targeting IoT systems have surged. Despite these challenges, the IoT market is forecasted to reach $1.6 trillion by 2025, making it a pivotal technology in smart homes, cities, and industrial processes.
Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is Idea TV News Update. Now the rest of the news continues. In health, Nigeria has begun one of the largest integrated vaccination campaigns in its history, a nationwide effort targeting more than 106 million children against measles, rubella, and poliomyelitis. According to the World Health Organization, the campaign marks a major milestone in Nigeria's public health strategy, bringing together multiple vaccines and essential child health services under a single coordinated drive. Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Ali Pate, praised the commitment of frontline health workers and urged parents to ensure their children are vaccinated. He emphasized that vaccines are safe and save lives. The campaign builds on earlier successful vaccination rounds across 11 northern states, which reached more than 3 million children and provided additional support such as nutrition assistance and anti-malaria treatments. The World Health Organization's Regional Director for Africa, Dr. Mohamed Janabi, described Nigeria's integrated vaccination strategy as a model for other African countries, noting that collaboration between governments and communities will help prevent deaths from vaccine-preventable diseases. The nationwide exercise will cover children aged 0 to 14 years for measles and rubella and those under 5 years old for polio. It will roll out in 2 phases beginning this week across 20 high-risk northern states and Oyo State in the southwest, before extending to the remaining southern states in January 2026. Health workers will operate through fixed post outreach points and house-to-house teams to reach even the most remote communities. Beyond immunization, the campaign will deliver other essential child health services, including malaria prevention and treatment for neglected tropical diseases in line with Nigeria's primary health care under one roof policy. The effort comes amid continued outbreaks of variants poliovirus type 2 and measles across Nigeria and the Lake Chad Basin. Nigeria is working with neighboring countries including Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and the Central African Republic to stop active outbreaks by late 2025 and eliminate remaining transmission risks by 2026. The campaign also introduces a new combined measles rubella vaccine, replacing the measles-only shots to ensure broader protection. This massive initiative is being implemented by the Nigerian government in partnership with the World Health Organization, UNICEF, Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, Rotary International, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Africa CDC, and other civil society, traditional and religious organizations. Moving on to business news, Canadian-based SANTE Gold has allocated more than 9 million Canadian dollars, $6.4 million to intensify exploration efforts at its Chirano and Bibiani gold mines in Ghana, the company announced yesterday. The funds are part of a 500 million Canadian dollar financing package secured earlier this year to advance mine development and boost long-term gold output across its West African operations. Speaking on the initiative, CEO Dave Anthony confirmed the company completed the major financing round in August 2025, designating over 9 million Canadian dollars to each mine. The ongoing exploration programs set to run through 2026 aim to expand existing resources and test new gold targets. At Tirano, about 15,000 meters of drilling are planned through the end of 2025, focusing on the Obra, Serioho, Surau, and Manaus North zones. At Bibiani, drilling efforts target the Little Morgan Asempaneye prospects, with an additional 25,000 meters scheduled for the first half of 2026, complementing 19,000 meters already completed this year. This exploration push supports Asante Gold's broader vision to extend mine life and reach mid-tier producer status, aiming for annual production of 500,000 ounces by 2028. A resource update for both mines is expected by April 2026, and the company forecasts 2025 production at up to 350,000 ounces, significantly higher than the 189,600,000 ounces produced last year. As part of its expansion, Asante also commissioned a new sulfide processing plant at Bibiani last week, enhancing infrastructure and boosting operational capacity. And now in sports, Cross River State Governor Basio II has assured that Calabar is fully prepared and safe to host the 2026 edition of the Nigerian University Games Association NUGA. The governor gave the assurance during a facility tour at the UJ SONS Stadium alongside NUGA officials and the University of Calabar management team. Governor Otu described Calabar as a youth-friendly, peaceful and historic sports city ideal for hosting major sporting events. He highlighted the city's legacy in Nigerian football, noting that Calabar produced the country's first national football team captain and several legendary players. Otu also praised Don Cleams Enaher, Executive Secretary of the NUGA 2026 Local Organizing Committee, expressing confidence in his ability to deliver a successful tournament. Organizers say Calabar boasts top-tier sports infrastructure, including Nigeria's greenest stadium, a world-class Olympic-sized swimming pool, and elite basketball and table tennis facilities. This will be the first time in 35 years that Calabar hosts NUGA, and local officials are confident, it will be a landmark edition that showcases the city's renewed commitment to sports and development and youth engagement. And that's all we have for you on Idea TV News Updates. But before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. We brought you news that Nigeria unveils $10 billion tech hub in KATSINA as part of national digital strategy. We also brought you news that Nigeria calls for United Africa push to dominate global LNG market. We brought you news that EKITI Airport gets NCAA approval for daytime commercial flights. And Sierra Leone embraces AI to transform public services and bridge digital divide. TOGO to host 12th SIALO agricultural and food exhibition with focus on sustainable food systems. In health, Nigeria launches major vaccination drive to protect over 100 million children. In business, Asante Gold commits over 9 million Canadian dollars to accelerate exploration of Ghana mines. And lastly, in sports, Calabar ready to host 2026 Nigerian University Games. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Cynthia Basi. Thank you for watching.